that's kind of rude.
And we're about to beat some people.
So we're doing the Bill of Rights, right?
Yeah.
Get it? Get it?
The
Get
Bill
it?
of Rights.
I don't like it now that you said it. So the Bill of Rights. So for these first-time AP students, right? I don't know what AP class you're in. I hope it has something to do with government.
Probably AP government. Freedom of speech. You can criticize the government all you want.
Freedom of religion. You can have what religion you want. No one can take that away from you.
Freedom of press.
Go away.
Basically, the press can disclose information about the government.
Anything. But like,
Unless it threatens national security.
there we go.
Yeah, because that's what I learned in HSA. Wait, what? No, I didn't learn that in
Just
HSA.
learned
How did you learn
I
that
mean-
today? The people are free to assemble to protest. As long as it's peaceful.
Okay, people are free to petition, so you can like petition things. I can't think of a synonym for petition, but if you're a Navy tourist, you should know what petition means.
Second Amendment is the right to bear arms.
Yes,
Yep,
it
so
is.
you
That means
can-
you can own guns.
MK37.
Yeah.
MK37. You can own guns for the purpose of protection or hunting, I guess.
The Third Amendment is no quartering soldiers. I don't know.
Did you pull up a picture of the entire Bill of Rights?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Fourth Amendment says that in order for like the police to come to your house, they need a warrant.
The Ohio. Fourth Amendment. Fourth Amendment.
So, one big case that comes up when you look at the Fourth Amendment is the Supreme Court case of Mapp v. Ohio. And what happened is police had gone into the house because they had suspected there was a refugee in there. And they ended up finding a lot of adult content that is not appropriate for school. And they ended up arresting Mapp for having it, even though that's not what the search warrant was for. And the Fourth Amendment said, you can't arrest her for having that because that's not what you were looking for. You were looking for a refuge.
The Fifth Amendment is one of the court amendments, like the Fifth, the Sixth, and the Seventh. They're really confusing and you get them all mixed up. So the Fifth Amendment is about what happens before a trial. The police, they're not allowed to make you incriminate yourself or say you're guilty of a crime because you can just not say anything. Also, it protects against double jeopardy, which means you can't be tried twice for the same crime. I know how words work. And it has due process.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty.
The Sixth Amendment basically tells us that a citizen is able to get a speedy trial, and that the court/police can't keep the person for a whole year and then give him a case. They have to do it very fast because that would be unfair and that'd be violating that citizen's right. They can also get counsel, and if you do not have the money to afford an attorney, you will be given an attorney.
So Gideon v. Wainwright was a case where Gideon was accused of a crime, and since he couldn't afford an attorney, he was his own defense, and he landed in jail. And while he was in jail, he asked the Supreme Court for writ of certiorari, and they granted it to him and gave him his own attorney. And in the end, it turned out he wasn't innocent. He wasn't guilty.
Wait, what?
He wasn't guilty.
He wasn't guilty. Okay, so the Seventh Amendment. Anyway, the Seventh Amendment basically says that in a civil court, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, which basically, if you're suing for more than $20, you have a right of trial by jury.
Eighth Amendment. So the Eighth Amendment is basically protecting against cruel and unusual punishment.
Like the electric chair.
Like
And
the-
this.
So also, you can't be forced to do excessive bail. Like if you like have a misdemeanor, they can't be like, oh, we're gonna have your bail at $3 million or $5 billion. You know? No.
But the Ninth Amendment is basically talking about how, although the Constitution tells us the powers that the government can have, there are also powers not listed in the Constitution that the government also has power over. So basically, the 10th Amendment talks about how whatever is not listed in the Constitution that the federal government has would be granted to the state government.
And that's it. I'm being more careful this time because
Did I break your car?
yes, you broke my
Jermaine, what were you doing?
Oh shoot, okay.
Original sound. Okay,